Women get a lot of bad dating advice. And it's like dating advice that teaches you how to date, but it doesn't teach you how to, hopefully get married and stay married. Like, that's it. Like, all they can do is get you a date. Well, not every guy that takes you out for a meal is looking to commit. And that's a big problem that I see. I think millennial and Gen Z women were really left behind by Gen X mothers. I had a bone to pick with them.
With Gen X mothers?
Oh, yeah. They're like the Kraft mac and cheese generation. They suck. They did not set their daughters up well.
Why? Go deeper on that. How do you mean?
Well, you can just tell. So it started with the baby boomer generation, and then I want to say the Gen X, but then baby boomers were rebellious against the silent generation. They thought they were old-fashioned. They thought they were, too set in their ways with
that's the Woodstock
roles.
generation, the baby boomers, exactly.
Yeah. And so you get like these Gen X mothers. They are so narcissistic, and they think that you, the daughter, you're just going to find a man. I lived in my house with my mother for 19 years, and not once did the conversation come up, what is a good wife? What is a good husband? How do you find one? And I started asking my other girlfriends when I had like an epiphany. I think I was 25. I started asking them, I'm like, did your mother ever talk to you about this? And most of them are telling me no, that it wasn't a conversation. So that's kind of how I've been able to figure out that, like, yeah, Gen X mothers, y'all did us dirty for sure.
Now, a word that is popping into my head is the concept of fear.
Yes.
Like, you're fearful that because you said that you were a stay-at-home girlfriend or whatever.
No, I never said that. No.
You said you said you were a girlfriend, didn't do anything. That's exactly what you said.
I never said that.
What did you say?
No, I said at some point in my life I was dating somebody and I was his girlfriend.
Right.
But I still worked.
Okay. Well, I thought your job was to be a girlfriend.
No,
Apologies.
No.
But part of what I'm understanding, you tell me if I'm crazy here, if I'm spot on, is the fear that if you don't have a career, the fear of, well, my man could leave me, or I don't have a fallback plan. And it seems like, and rightfully so, you're fearful of that, so you want to have your own career. Whereas Allie is like, yeah, I get it, that is a fear, but I'm not going to let that get in the way of me being a good wife and being kind of more submissive. Do I have that right, or am I going crazy?
I'm not building my career because I'm scared that my boyfriend's going to leave me.
Okay, so why are you building your career?
Because I want to be successful and I want to pursue my dreams, and my dream is to be a media person. So
let me ask, I'll get back to that. Now, is fear, did I use this word correctly? Is that do you think women have this fear?
Yeah, but it's a made-up fear. It's a boogeyman fear. Family courts are going to favor women like astronomically. And then I've had women come out and they're like, well, I got divorced and I didn't get anything. My first question is, who filed? So you're mad that you decided to leave him and then you couldn't get his money? Like, I'm sorry, I don't feel bad for you. If it was if those resources were that important to you, you could have worked it out. And that's not to speak on relationships where there's DV involved. Okay, like everybody knows that's wrong. Like, again, a boogeyman concept. But
what did you say? DV?
Domestic violence.
Oh, gotcha.
Right. I'm trying to algorithm.
Yeah, I didn't realize that was a thing. Okay, DV.
Well, and you can always just get a job after you get divorced. Like, it's not like you're banned from working just because you're a little bit older. Like, I built this YouTube channel. Like, I started a show 3 months ago, and I got 30,000 subscribers this month. Like,
boom! How'd that happen?
But you work hard, and I could do that at 45 too. So I don't know why. Like, if you get divorced, you can still get a job.
Let me pose a question to you, ladies. Let's say you don't get married. Let's just say, and you're 40 years old, and you've got an amazing career, but you never got married. Would that be disappointing to you?
I would be disappointed. For me, marriage is not that important anymore. I want to have a partner and I want to be with somebody. I would like to get married and get engaged and, build this life with someone. Okay. But that's not something that's my like sole purpose in life.
So if you were 40, never got married, no kids, I'm just hypothetical, no kids, but you had a good career.
I would like to
Would
have
that
kids.
be enough to satisfy you?
I always wanted to be a mother. So I want to be a mom before I'm 40. Yeah. Because of like all the...
Of course. No, that's why I posed it that way.
So I would definitely want to be a mother, and I would be disappointed if I'm not a mother by 40.
Okay. How about you, Allie? If you never got married and you're still working on your career, let's say you're an influencer, but you're still single, would that be a disappointment?
That would absolutely be a disappointment. That's not how I want my life going down at all. And, there's something to be said about if you don't have babies, your DNA doesn't go on. And you're really just kind of like, well, life is pointless. I think kids give women purpose. And I think that we lie to women when we tell them that that's not true, that your job is going to fulfill you. It's not the same thing as watching a tiny human grow, look up at you and learn. But, I've noticed sometimes that women will say that they want kids, but they won't say that they want a specific man's kids. And I think that's an important distinction.
How do you mean? What's the distinction there?
So, okay, for people that follow my content, they're pretty familiar that I had a miscarriage earlier this year. I ended up going to Facebook support groups because I don't know who else to talk to about that stuff. I ended up going there, and I found two very different schools of thought. There are women that were married and in relationships where they wanted to have children, but it didn't work out. But then there were other women that were grieving, but they're just looking for a guy to get the job done. Like, they're literally hunting for men to impregnate them. They haven't given a thought, well, I mean, what's the cost going to be to the child? So I think, like, if we're going to talk about women wanting to have children, and that's, like, in the plans, then, like, you know, I know sperm is cheap, but we still need it. Mm-hmm. We still need it. So, you know, what's up with the guy? Where's he at? How are we going to get him?
Okay, and then Pearl, if you're 40, YouTube blown up, million subscribers, you killed it, but no husband, no kids, would that be satisfying?
None of it would matter. Like to me, if you have nothing to pass on, and like who cares if you're rich if you're alone?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I agree with that.
You can have all the money in the world, but if you don't have like a family to go home to, that's sad. I did this thing where I interviewed executives, like top executives in Milwaukee, and there was a couple that I interviewed that like had no family, no kids, and you could just see how sad they were. Mm-hmm. And like, who cares if you have all the success if you have no one to share it with?